Is that amazing audience? We are live in New York.
Yay.
New York. We're live with amazing Joy Passey. We're recording from Multimedia Network Studios in New York. You should check out a great show about the podcasting industry called The Word from Mouth on iTunes at mouthpodcast.com and wherever the best podcasts are found. Thank you for making this available, Multimedia Network. Without further ado, though, now we have Joy. And she's passing by. Her last name is Passey, right? She's passing by, and it's really amazing. Again, I got to hug her, right? Which is
it's a little hot out, so be gentle.
But it's really amazing, like meeting individuals that you've only spoken to and being able to say hi. Yeah, it's amazing. So thank you for taking the time to be here.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. It's fun.
Tell us, what's the update? Like, what have you been doing and what are you doing now, Joy?
Oh, see, since the last time we spoke? Oh, wow. Well, actually this weekend I've been dancing, doing the mambo dancing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's teaching you that?
A woman named Catherine Jimenez, and I've been doing a lot of performance workshops at Alvin Ailey.
Right.
You know Alvin Ailey, familiar with his? Oh, he was an excellent dancer. So he started for African Americans.
Okay.
And so it's an empower African Americans to dance and all that. So yeah, so now they have another whole section, because you're probably looking at me going, she just said African American.
No, I'm good. No, I'm like, no, I'm thinking like,
you'd be like, wait.
No, this is going to be fun, folks, because, you know, but I was just thinking immediately, like, Alvinelli, right? I was just thinking about the name, Alvinelli. I've never heard that name before.
Yeah.
I wonder if I did, right?
Yeah, well, the funny thing, so when I was a kid, so I grew up as a dancer, and so when I was a kid, I've always been fascinated with Alvin Ailey. He was just a marvelous dancer, and he really empowered the black community. And they now have grown this into, they have their own building and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, so being older, I kind of got out of dancing and all that, but I always, it's your first love, and you always go back to your first love. So I got back into dancing, and so I'm now working on the mambo.
Right.
And so they have classes that are for real people, real classes for real people. So they have Zumba, and they have salsa and West African. They have like all sorts of African, Cuban, and everything. So there's like a whole slew of all these different dances from around the world. So you also get to learn a lot about culture too. So, but I have that. So I've been like, Celia Cruz.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so we're doing one of her songs, and
her voice is amazing, right?
Yeah,
like that deep
she was a great. I just love, like, one of the great things about New York City is you have every nationality is here.
Yeah.
And you can experience, you have all these different neighborhoods that you can go through, and you can learn about the different cultures and what people eat.
I mean, you've introduced us to the Haitian restaurant, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's no, I don't know if that's the Haitian.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's just everything is here.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing. And so it's really a celebration of the world. So it's a world dance celebration. That's actually what it's called.
Yeah.
But I'm also doing a salsa performance. Going to be doing that for the WNBA. So that's the female basketball team. So that's going to be something new in the halftime.
Are you excited for that?
I am. I'm excited to perform. I've been doing sketch comedy and improv. And and I use the theater techniques to help people when I'm coaching, because I'm a business coach. And so I use all this like creativity.
She's telling me she's a business coach. I didn't know that.
I didn't know if you remember. You talk to a lot of people, like thousands of people. Yeah, so it's like, everybody has the creative side, even when they don't think they do. But problem solving is creativity. And so it's like to be able to make it fun and have it, create music and dance and all that kind of stuff.
I remember, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, the improv is what caught my attention when we spoke. Yes?
Yeah.
Was that true?
Yeah.
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 Boom!
Not the Haitian, but maybe the Jamaican.
No, the Haitian thing is, in our emails, someone emailed us and was telling us about a Haitian restaurant, actually.
Oh.
So I thought it was you that introduced us to that.
No, but that wouldn't be surprising, but I don't know the off the top of my head.
Yeah, so it's not from the interview. Well, do tell us. One of the segments we cover is your own unique real shoes, right?
My own unique what?
Real shoes.
Real shoes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that speaks to some people see your shoes and they...
Oh, well, don't look at my shoes. They're old right now.
Well, let's talk
Worn
about
in.
it. Because, some people see your shoes and two things can happen. One, they see it and it looks great, right? Or it doesn't look so great. But the story that is behind the shoes is what I'd like to highlight. Yeah?
That's interesting.
So what you did today when you came in, you told me, hi, where's the shot going to be, right? Because you were concerned because of the shoes you wore. But the shoes you wore it because of your experience.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to have to walk down this way.
Yeah.
So you said, hey, these are the best walking shoes. So
Yeah.
do tell us about a struggle you've had and how that has connected you to experience to be able to help people as a business coach.
Oh, wow. I think, well, I've had so many various experiences. I mean, one of the main ones that people seem to connect with me. I mean, specifically with my shoes, or just like in general?
Life,
okay.
yeah.
So I went through a very, very, very difficult time where there was numerous deaths, a long, treacherous divorce, and just basically everything just like imploded on me. Like everything I knew, just like it was like a whitewater rafting. You know, you're kind of like trying to just stay alive. So it's been kind of interesting to go through this period of where, you know, you're in the survival mode, and then you get into that, and then you're in the appreciation mode, and you really try and stay into the appreciation mode. But it's, you know, it gets you, you know, the great thing about going through really difficult times, it makes you so clear of what it is that you want. And because we know what you don't want, you know what you do want. Because you're like, get me away from that. And you're so focused on like trying to get what you want, you know? And it just, you know, one of the things that got me through that was I went back to school, and it gave me a reason to get up out of bed. Because, you know, there's like people who, you know, they're really struggling. You know, we're going through such a difficult time in this country with all the political stuff and everything that's going on. It just kind of feels like the world's on fire sometimes. So to be able to have somebody expect you to show up, and for me it was school, and I was also very good at school. So, and going back to school, it kind of, as an adult, it's a very different experience than when you're younger and then you have to go to school.
A better experience.
It is. I mean, I was like, I didn't want to have to write a paper, you know. But actually, I had to relearn how to write a paper, and then I realized I was really good at it.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
But it was one of those things of just like, you know, you have those days where it's just like I didn't want to get out of bed, you know. And I know that people have those days. I mean, we all are human and have these obstacles that we feel like are so big. And if you just know that at least somebody's expecting you to show up, it forces you to get out of bed. And when you get out of bed and you're able to just kind of put one foot in front of the other, and have shoes that can travel well.
Like dancing as well, right?
That you know, it's just like practicing. Whether you're practicing a move or practicing a piano or something like that, you just have to keep plugging away at it and just learning. And I started realizing that life is like a scavenger hunt. And when I saw it and started gamifying things, then it became fun again.
Explain gamifying.
So gamifying is just not, it's more about, first it's more a lightheartedness. So because games, if you look at like kids playing games, it's all very lighthearted, because as adults you can get very caught up in all the garbage. And so when you look at it like, okay, here's an obstacle. Here's what appears to be an obstacle. How can we change this around to make it advantageous for us? How can we look at it like, okay, how can we go around it? How can we go above it? You know, and kind of like make it like a jungle gym kind of thing. You know those jungle gyms where it's kind of like, so you kind of have to climb over it, you can climb around it or something like that. So if you look at it, it's like, okay, this is a situation, this is what I want. What are all the avenues that I could take? And then to kind of figure out what's working. And then when you have that kind of scavenger hunt type of feel, you go at it as there's a certain level of excitement in it, as opposed to kind of dreading it.
Yeah.
And so it all comes down to attitude. It's really about life. All comes down to attitude.
Yeah. So it's like reframing your viewpoints, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Where can people connect with you? Find out more about you.
JoyProsperityCoaching.com.
Love it. JoyProsperityCoaching.com. Joy, when you heard that this Caribbean guy was coming all the way from the Caribbean to meet you, what did you think?
To personally meet me?
Yes.
Wow. I know, I just think it's an amazing journey. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, you have, it seems like such a huge venture that it could be overwhelming, but to have the mindset that you're going to do this, I mean, even when you were doing the podcast and you were talking to, like, you know, over 1,000 people, when I tell people, they're like, what? You know, it seems like such a huge obstacle, but, you know, you did it in a way, you wanted to do it, you put all the effort into it, you know, it was paying off, and now you're going on this adventure across
Epic adventure.
Yeah, but you know, you have this attitude, and you know, where other people might think, oh my God, that's like, what he's doing is crazy.
I do get that.
Yeah, but it's all about attitude. I mean, it really is like how you want to look at it, glass half full or glass half empty.
Yeah, just like what you spoke about, right? With reframing your viewpoints instead of, and gamifying it.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I like that gamifying concept.
Yeah.
What has you excited right now? What are you most excited about?
Well, dancing is always what I'm most excited about. Dancing and just being, it's a really great community. I can't explain it enough, just and the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like right now, just because I have performances coming up, and I just love the people that I'm involved with now in this group. So it has like, you know, it really attracts like really great people.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
Well, it depends on what frame of mind I'm in. Because sometimes I do, I go, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Or if I, you know, if I only knew, you know, now, you know, when I was younger, if I knew now what I know. But then on the other hand, when I'm feeling really good and strong, I think, no, because everything led me here.
Yeah.
You know, everything's a journey, like I said. So when you look at everything's a journey, then it's like everything, you know, led me here and everything's really great.
Yeah.
But there are other times where I'm feeling kind of down. I'm like, oh, I should have, you know, not spent that much money on that, or I should not have done that. But then it's like, you know, money comes in, money goes out, money comes in.
Yeah. Life comes in, life goes out.
Yeah,
right?
and it's what you make it. You know, one of the also things that I found that was interesting as I've gotten older is when I was younger, because I'm interested in a vast array of topics, and I was always like in the theater business, but I always had like jobs I had to do to help pay rent, so I kind of was like everywhere. And now that I'm older, that's actually, and I was seen as a negative when I was younger, but now that I'm older, it's actually a positive, because I've had so much different types of experience.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so it makes me interesting.
Yeah, you are very interesting. you are. That's amazing. All right. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
You know, I believe in comfortable shoes over shoes that hurt and constrain you.
Love it. Joy Passey, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That was great.